literally being. That's how I identify people. I know it sounds weird. Are we good to go?
We're going. 7 minutes. Oh, okay.
All right.
It's a good song.
But like, yeah, no, it's all about like identifying. That's how I can identify is how a person's acting. That's how I can be like, oh wait, that's who that person is. That's who that person is. Okay. So this person who plays really aggressive, that's who that person is. Cambria Smith, number 2. Good afternoon. Welcome to the John A. Bergoli Memorial Gymnasium for today's girls volleyball matchup between the visiting Brunswick Dragons and your Gardiner Tigers. Today's matchup should be a good one. Good weather out today. Brunswick traveling from just past Topsom, right? I'm joined here by Chris Wheeler running color commentary, Cole Willett running the camera for us today, and Rob Munzing running our production. All right. We're going to be getting this game going here in the next minute and a half. And I guess we'll get you some starters while we're at it.
Yeah, we'll get them starters here. So we got Brunswick starting with number 1, Mary Weller. Number 5, Addie Morin. Number 9, Helen Mayer. Number 10, Jamie Widener. 18, Cameron Prevost. And number 23, Lila Madsen.
All right. Well, do you have Gardiners yet, or are we going to call them here?
We'll call them here just because they were doing some pregame stuff outside. I just want to let them do the thing. You know, it is game day.
Oh, yeah.
It's a beautiful day out. Looking at like in the 60s. Over the 60s. It's
I think it was 63 on my way in today. If you had a chance to enjoy the weather, that's amazing. If you didn't, weather's still good outside. I don't believe it's too windy, so try and get out a little bit.
Sun is shining. And as you didn't see during the Lake Region game, the sun is shining out through the doors, so you might see a little bit of misfocusing on the camera, but it will come back to us as soon as possible. We'll try and keep everything going today.
All right. Both teams now on the court. We can get a starting lineup for Gardiner here. All right.
And here are the Gardiner starters. Number 0, Ashlyn Harrington. Number 10, Yana Montel. Number 18, Grace Plord. Number 29, Katrina Blakowski. Number 15, Alana Layton. And number 42, Mackenzie Curran. Actually, it looks like Kylie Boardman just came in for Mackenzie Curran.
Libero number 7, Frankie Quattrapani is actually going to be in here at the start. Jamie Widener starting the serve out for Brunswick. Didn't quite clear the net on that first serve. Brunswick did show up here with the only about 13 minutes to get all ready, so still got their sea legs about them. Grace Plord now serving for Gardiner. Ashlyn now, Harrington now in for Boardman.
Get the scoreboard going now.
Alrighty. Plord with the serve. Nice ace. Off Provost there at the back right corner. Great way to start the set for Gardiner. Up 2. Plord clears the net. Provost up. Madsen over the net. Layton. Montel back over. Madsen again. And the third hit there by Brunswick. Fourth hit there, excuse me. Another point towards Gardiner. Plord now in a run of 2. And out right side. Number 5, junior Addie Morin, now serving for Brunswick. Quite clear the net there. And the point's going to go towards Gardiner's way.
It looks like Brunswick's getting their bus legs off.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we'll see a little bit more energy come the second set.
As you always do, though. Both
Yeah.
teams then hungry at that point. One hungry for another point and the other hungry to come back. Yana Montel now with the serve for Gardiner. Almost cleared the net, not quite enough to hit that top cable and go over. Point's going to go towards Brunswick. Sophomore Lila Madsen now on the serve for Brunswick. Short again. Oop.
And we got Dennis Arnold down on the floor, and we have Jim Tate up here in the ladder stand, our two referees for today.
Ace for Gardiner. Alana Layton with the serve. Madsen with that bowl all the way across. Layton again with the serve. Set up and over. Point towards Brunswick. Cambria Smith now coming in for Cameron Provost. A sophomore now with the serve. Harrington. Montel. Curran over the net. Madsen up. Smith. Couldn't quite clear the net in that third hit. Point's going to go towards Gardiner. Believe we lost our scoreboard there. We'll have that up here shortly. Another point towards Gardiner. Gardiner now leading by 5, 8-3. Harrington a little deep, went out past that back line. Point's going to go towards Brunswick. Boardman now coming in for Harrington on the Gardiner side. Sophomore Helen Mayer now on the serve for your Brunswick Dragons. Montel came off a little far right. Point's going to go towards Brunswick.
Yeah, we want to welcome all our Brunswick fans watching today on Muncie Media or Facebook or YouTube or Twitter. Wherever you're watching from, we welcome you.
Check us out on Boxcast as well.
Yep.
Mayer again with the serve. Clears the net. Montel to her sister, the other Montel. Frith over the net. Juliana Montel up. Frith went with the set back to her, and I think she went for a little bit more power than she meant there. Cut it a little low on the net.
Yeah, and she was, Juliana was practicing time that we got here until up until almost game time.
Indeed. Mayer again on the serve, now on a run of 3. Boardman over the net. Mayer to Weller. Widener couldn't quite clear, and another point towards Gardiner. Katrina Blakowski now coming in for Nevaeh Frith. Blakowski now on the serve. Low on the net. Ball's going to go towards Brunswick. Frankie Quattrapani now into serve for Brunswick. Ball is up. Boardman up, over, and right. Ball out. Another point towards Brunswick. Quattrapani again on the serve. Cleared the net. Plord to Montel. Montel over the net. Came up high off Smith there. It seemed like there was some mixed communication between her and Morin. The ball ended up dropping in between them.
Yeah, there's really nothing you can really do about that, especially when Yana comes over the net and just it blows it right past your head.
Indeed. Should be interesting to see, though, as the season goes on, even though this in-between season, as we've been calling it,
Yeah.
how communication is going to affect each of these teams.
Yeah, definitely, especially with the mask on.
Oh, yeah. Widener up and over. Boardman. Over by Montel. Great effort there by Helen Mayer. Went for the dig, couldn't quite get to it in time. Ball rolled past. 11-8 Gardiner.
And that was a great kill by Yana Montel. You see her name coming up a lot as the years go on.
Juliana up and over. Madsen. Over by Mayer. Boardman. Montel back to Boardman. Didn't quite clear. Point's going to go to Brunswick.
Yeah, and just to make a note on that, for Juliana, last week it was line violation after line violation. You could definitely see some big improvements since the last game that we covered.
Definitely must have been something they've been working on in practice this week. Boardman with the amazing dig there. Plord went up, didn't clear net, ball came back down. Point towards Brunswick. Number 10, Jamie Widener, now on the serve. Leighton up for Montel. Mayer. Addie Morin went try and get up and over on that net. Came in a little high. Harrington now in for Boardman on the Gardiner side of the ledger. Plord with the serve, didn't quite clear. Libby Anderson now in for Addie Morin. On Brunswick. Anderson with the serve. Didn't quite clear net. Almost looked like there was a step over the line on that one, actually. But
Yeah, I don't think the refs or any of the line judges. We got Daisy McNeil and Emily Grady line judging today. I don't think either one of them saw it.
I don't think so. They both will be playing in the varsity game, coming in right after this. And before the varsity game, we will be having Nate Stubbard up here for some special news. So come on in about 10 minutes prior to our varsity showing, and we have some exciting news to hear.
Wonder what it could be.
Yana Montel with the serve.
That was a knuckleball.
Mayer. Widener up. Oh. Lord went up with it. Went directly between Leighton and Harrington. They both looked like neither one knew which way it was going.
Yeah, definitely miscommunication. Just like you said, miscommunication. You got these masks on, you can barely hear anything.
Lila Madsen. Lila. And far right. Juliana Montel kind of just ducked there out of the way. Let it roll past. Curran now in for her. Leighton with the middle serve. Madsen over. Forward over the net. One went off Anderson, and then I think it actually went off Madsen too. I think it bounced right up, hit her in the head.
Hit her right, yeah.
16-12, Gardiner in the lead by 4. Net cleared. Harrington to Frith. came between Weller and Anderson there. Gardner in the lead by 5. Just over, a little over halfway through the set. Anderson to Mayer. Plord. Point is going to go towards Brunswick. It was out on this side. Cameron Provost now on the serve. Plord. Looks like there, again, was another miscommunication between Frith and, oh, who was that? Montel there. They both came down on it, both made contact on it. Provost now with the serve again. Short, bottom side of the net. Ball's going to go to Gardner. Both teams actually seem to be very heavily consisted of juniors, actually. I'm just now noticing that, looking at these rosters here. Harrington over the net. Winding up. Plord back to Madsen. Smith. Mayer over the net. Great effort by both teams there.
It's a great effort by Juliana Montel with that dig.
Indeed. Brunswick creeping back. Now only trailing by 3. Helen Mayer now on the serve, again for Brunswick. Boardman over the net. Mayer again. Ball rolled between the net and Addie Morin there.
It's a great single hit by Boardman.
Kylie Boardman.
She saw that thing coming in like a rocket. I don't even think she meant to go back over the net just to set it up, and it just, she had it hit arms just right, and
ball high from Smith. Mayer with the save. Came in just a little bit short. That almost looked like it was going to clear the net again.
Yeah.
Trina Blakowski with the serve. Ball over. Morin. Montel went to go over, came down a little short. The Dragons now only trail by 4. Coming to the back end of the set here.
Looks like they're flying back into this.
Indeed. Weller with the serve, now being tagged out by Frankie Quattrapani. Mackenzie Kern with the serve for Gardner. Ball cleared the net. A little bit too much spin going left. And up outside.
Definitely a curveball you might see coming up this spring. Just saw, I was reading this past week, Spring Sports. It's a total go.
Total go. Most been considered green, right?
Yep.
That's good. Good to hear. I've heard some schools are actually going to operate in the green schedule here coming up after April break.
That's awesome to hear.
Very exciting to hear. A lot of students actually are very, very excited to hear about that. A lot of us are very excited to get back into school, excited to be able to be in an environment where learning is the primary focus.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Crazy.
I got out when it was a good time. 2018. That was
lucky
last
you.
of normal.
Grace Plord now with the serve. Mayer. Madsen. Provost over the net.
Something we haven't seen today yet. Ball hitting the roof. Haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, don't say it now.
I'll knock on wood next to me. 22-18 is the score. Gardiner leading 22.
Again, if you're just joining us, this is the Munzing Media broadcast. We are trying to get as many games out to the public as we can. We put all our games out for free. You can catch us on munzingmediasports.com, or you can see us on Facebook at Munzing Media Sports, YouTube, Twitter, Boxcast as well. Anywhere you can think, we're probably there. I'd like to welcome our Brunswick fans if they're here watching. Kern over the net. Montel, sorry. Provost over. Montel. Came between Plord and Montel there, and they're both nodding, recognizing they both tried to call that. Sometimes mistakes happen. That's the way the games go. Gardiner now leading by 4. 23-19. Lila Madsen with the serve. Ball over high. Montel, Plord over.
Something I just noticed with Lila Madsen, she has a beach volleyball style serve. And when I say that, I mean she's got a lot of air time, to get up off the sand, but down on the court. This past fall, Brunswick was actually playing outside on a, I'm pretty sure it was a sand court, just being able to get outside because of COVID.
Kind of reminiscent to what Gardiner is doing out on the Hoke field, which is now being redone. Harrington over the net. Mayer. Madsen. Provost, sorry about that. Ball cleared. Point is going to go towards the Brunswick Dragons. Set point here for Gardiner. Cambria Smith now in for Cameron Provost. Smith will serve. Cleared net. Harrington to Frick. Montel over. Mayer. Weller. Widener went to bump it. It was a little too shy on the net. Didn't end up coming across. And that set is going to go towards Gardiner. 1-0. Great action, great effort by both teams. A very tight matchup in that first set. And we will be right back with more girls volleyball on Munzing Media Sports.
Feel like cooking dinner? Call Caps's Pizza in Farmingdale. You can make the whole family happy with our award-winning pizza, sandwiches made on fresh baked bread, delicious nachos, or salads made to order.
Always with a smile. We have a huge selection of paint, plumbing, electrical, and gardening supplies to help you complete simple projects to major home renovations. We also offer a rental center, factory-authorized power equipment repair, and the best tool selection around. So stop in today and let the Randolph Hardware team help make your project a winner.
At a family's time of loss, making arrangements with those you know and trust can lessen the burden, so you may better focus on preparations and services. Family First Funeral Homes and Cremation Care's network of long-established, family-managed firms is here for families like yours, providing experienced and compassionate service throughout Central Maine. They are Lowry Brothers and Wheeler Funeral Homes in Fairfield and Oakland, Knowlton and Hewins and Roberts Funeral Homes, serving Augusta and Winthrop, and Staples Funeral Home for families in Gardiner, Maine. Each staff is experienced at accommodating the unique needs of the families we serve, as well as pre-arranging services for individuals. All of the Family First locations stay true to our traditions and commitment to the communities we've served for decades. Together, we join with you to celebrate lives well lived. Family First Funeral Homes and Cremation Care, where your family is our family.
Why waste valuable time and gasoline traveling around when you can enjoy one-stop shopping at Goggins IGA in Randolph? Goggins is locally owned by people you know and trust at the heart of our community. Goggins offers the convenience of one-stop shopping, in-store banking, a large selection of liquors and wines, and a full-service pharmacy. At Goggins IGA, you're in, you're out, you're home.
We welcome you back to John A. Bergoli Memorial Gymnasium. You just heard from some of our lovely sponsors there that are able to make these games happen for us on Munzing Media. Thanks to those sponsors, we can actually get these games out to you. I am, let's see here. Coming up here is going to be our schedule. Let's take it away.
Got the Unified Basketball. Halldale with Marana Cook visiting on the 23rd starting at 3:30. Those are 20-minute halves. And it's honestly, it's just unified basketball. It's just great to watch because it's just great sportsmanship all the way around. It don't matter, the score. And they're just having fun.
And for those who don't know, what exactly is the unified basketball?
So unified basketball is pretty much the kids with special needs that aren't able to play on a full varsity squad. And having the unified basketball teams, it gives them the option to be able to play basketball for their school rather than an outside team.
That's always great to have, at least that feeling of being a part of something, and that's an amazing thing.
Yeah,
that is an amazing
definitely.
thing.
It's a great thing they got going on over there at Halldale.
Plord starting the serve for the second set. Smith went to set, came up short. Madsen tried to go over, ball died. Point went to Gardiner. Plord now on the serve. Cleared the net. Widener went up and over.
Single hit for a kill, I think.
I believe so, but I can't.
Don't get us wrong on this one. We're not 100% volleyball educated.
Cameron Provis now in for Cambria Smith, and if we do mention to get anything wrong, don't get out the pitchforks. Just leave a comment. Just let us know. We're still learning this, so we're just glad to have you on this journey with us.
The more we learn, the more we know.
Wagner with the serve up and over. Harrington. Montel covering her mouth there off that slap, spinning around. I think she realizes she went a little bit too hot on that. Jamie Widener now on the serve. Ball cleared. Boardman. Set by Plord. Harrington went for the hit over, and it didn't clear. Widener now on a run of three. Boardman up high. Plord sets. Set into a gap. Again, that miscommunication or lack of communication at all, I think, ended up killing that point for Gardiner. No one seemed to be there. No one seemed to be letting them know where the ball was going. Widener again. Widener with the ace.
Looks like Widener's taking a 4-0 run here. Definitely, you saying miscommunication is going to be it's going to be a big deal breaker here on this one.
Between both teams, if neither team communicates, neither team will succeed. But I'm sure as the season goes on and as the game goes on, it can only improve.
Yeah, definitely.
Plord up, Curran up again. Plord clears the net.
Nice dig by Helen Mayer.
She really went for it. Ball just didn't end up going the way I think she wanted it to.
Yeah, went out more than up.
Gardiner trailing by 3. Lily Belanger now in for Juliana Montel. Mackenzie Curran on the serve. Mayer went for it there. Ball was high back. It almost looked like it might go too far, honestly.
It looked like a really strong hit from up here. It looked like that was going far, but it looked like it dropped down because you had no rotation on that ball whatsoever.
And an ace. Kern sent that deep, and it kind of just rolled up and over Mayer's arms there. Curran again. Morin over the net. Harrington touched it back, and the point went to Gardiner. Just barely cleared the net on either side. On either side, it seemed to just skim the right, come down on the left, all in the same 2-foot span.
Yeah, I don't think Lila Madsen was ready for that one to come down directly at her.
I don't think so either. Kern ends her run there. And Montel will come in for her on the Gardiner side. Addie Morin will serve now for the Brunswick Dragons.
Looks like Brunswick's keeping Gardiner on their toes, that's for sure.
It's definitely a different energy this set than compared to the last.
Yeah.
Both teams are on their A game at this point. Besides the clear occasional communication issues, but who doesn't have those?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I said, bus legs are getting their bus legs out. I think we're seeing them at the almost full potential yet.
Ashton Harrington now in the serve. Ball middle. Mayer up. Madsen over. Anderson. Widener. Provost went to hit that back over her head and ended up hitting it forward. Point's going to roll towards Gardiner.
You know, something I had mentioned last time against Lake Region. You can't really see much when you're looking against the play.
That backwards hit's always just a prayer as you make it.
Shot in the dark, yep.
No, fold the hands and pray. Harrington over with the ace.
Tigers are clawing back here. Got a great matchup coming on at 5 o'clock. Varsity action here.
Varsity action here, and hop on the stream just, I'd say roughly 10 minutes prior, and we'll have some exciting news from the AD, Nate Stubbert. Not quite sure what he has in store for us here today, but whenever he's up here, he always brings something good.
And I will mention, it is not a turf the field notice.
Ooh. The ball rolled the net there.
Had the whole front line of Gardiner jumping frantically, whether or not that ball was going to go over or not.
Gardiner now in the lead by 2. Boardman with the serve, clears net. Mayer to Widener, and Provost went to clear.
Yeah, net violation on Mary Weller. You can hit the ball as long as you're not touching the net. It's the main rule behind that one.
Boardman on the serve, does exactly that, ends up making contact with that net with the ball. It's going to roll towards Brunswick. 10-8. Provost over the net, far right. Juliana Montel now going in for the serve. And Cambria Smith coming in for Cameron Provost. Montel a little bit far and right.
There's definitely a slower pace to this match. I think they're both taking their time with their serves and everything that goes with it. Just take your time.
Being a little bit more.
Take your time. You get more communicative. I think you'll be. I think they'll be in pretty pristine condition.
Coming in a little bit more methodical on this one.
Double hit.
Yana Montel now on the serve. Gardiner in the lead by 3. Roughly halfway through this set. Mayer. To Moore, over the net. Plord set. Mayer again. Smith into the net. Mary Weller went for the tap up and over, and it didn't quite clear. Ball cleared. Montello. Harrington over. Madsen. Smith. Madsen again with high. Smith sent the ball up. Widener over. Smith and Weller kind of both went for it there. And Weller again.
Great rally going now.
Madsen. Weller. Boardman up. Weller again. Amazing dig by Yana Montel there to try and keep the ball alive. And it did stay alive. In fact, it just came back down on the wrong side of the net. Great volley and great effort by both teams there. Mary Weller now out for Frankie Quattrapani.
Seeing that replay right there. Tries to dig to get it back over the net for that final time, and it just went right for the net.
Looked great from up here.
Yeah,
Camera
something
says
you
otherwise.
just realized. Got the replays going again. Using a different setup today, trying to get that working back in again.
Smith over the net. Madsen.
Double
Madsen
hit.
again. Widener just caught the ball, recognizing that double hit there. Plord now on the serve.
Lots of high energy today on Gardiner's JV squad. They're all laughing and giggling over here.
Widener now on the serve for Brunswick.
There's no scoreboard, Rob.
Ball cleared. Boardman up. Plord went to get it up and ended up tapping the wrong way. Ball's towards Brunswick.
Get that scoreboard. Yep, there we go. Now we're back.
Widener again. Boardman for the single hit. Quattrapani. Mayer went for the one-handed swing there. Almost ended up taking out her teammate, Jamie Widener.
Gotta be careful with them fists. That's why they say slap the ball, don't fist it.
Kern with the serve. Provost. Mayer. Madsen went to clear the ball up and over and came down just a little short. Gardiner now leading by 4. Kern again with the serve for Gardiner. Ball clears just a little bit too far to the right. Point's going to roll towards the Dragons.
The best thing about Brunswick's volleyball teams, they have ginormous numbers on the front and back of their jerseys. We won't miss them. Won't miss them.
You can't miss them. Libby Anderson with the serve. Dies off just short. Harrington now on the serve for Gardiner. Brunswick still tailing by 4. Ball cut down. Juliana Montel, libero for Gardiner, showing some high energy towards her server. Ball cleared a little bit too far left. Point's going to roll towards Brunswick.
It was inside the net. It was inside the antenna. Just once again, it's got that left spin on it.
That roll the wrong way. Madsen, again with that beach volleyball serve, that run in, high jump.
Now you notice it. It's very distinctive.
So it's another thing you can notice by each different player, how they serve. Each player has their own distinctive, whether it's their setup to how they serve, how they come into it, how they jump.
Yeah, definitely. Right here. Bad example for that one, but as you can see, the high jumping, we saw that a couple years ago. We had Rachel Collins and all them in here, and they were the startup focal point of Gardiner volleyball, and you can see how each volleyball player has their own personality and different serve to go with it.
Indeed.
Baseball players have their walk-up songs. Girls have their serve-up songs.
Kylie Boardman now on the serve. Anderson. Off Weller and Provis there. Provis couldn't quite clear the net. Ball ended up dropping back down on the wrong side. Boardman again on the serve. Gardiner leading by 6. Looks like she caught the ball with just the tips of her fingers there, ended up rolling just
about 10
real
feet
short.
in front of her.
Indeed.
Yeah, just a missed serve, you learn from it.
Reminds me of baseball. If you caught your grip just wrong, it slips out of your hand, the ball ends up flying behind you.
Goes 30 yards past where you're supposed to be throwing it to. Yeah, I know that one all too well.
Cambria Smith with the serve. Harrington. Belanger for the slap.
Point towards Gardiner, looks like a net violation again on the front row. Not sure who. All we know is it's a net violation.
Gardiner now leading by...
Getting that scoreboard updated real quick.
6.
There we go.
Juliana Montel with the serve. Went high back off Widener. Ended up dropping back in the backside of the Brunswick end of the court.
And it definitely looks like that the practice leading up to today's game and the games beforehand. Juliana's definitely been practicing that.
I haven't seen one line violation off her today yet, but fingers crossed.
Good serve from Montel.
Widener up. Madsen bounced off the vent. Mayer over. Boardman went high, ended up off the rafters there. Brunswick tapped back, outside. Point's going to go towards Gardiner.
Set point, Gardiner.
If you ever notice any of our fans who aren't normally here, Gardiner has a very low sitting ceiling. We have multiple objects that are kind of just in the way. We have rafters, vents, basketball hoops, some speakers, lights. A whole bunch of things that really can offset a hit or a serve.
You look up in here and the speakers that we got in here, they're slanted. You hit that speaker and
all right.
It's going to go a completely opposite direction than it's supposed to. You'd think these were flat, they're not.
All right, Gardiner took that second set in this JV matchup. Current score is going to be 2-0, and we'll be right back after this on Munzing Media.
When you choose a financial institution to entrust your hard-earned money to, bigger is not necessarily better. Will you be noticed? Will you be heard? At Gardiner Federal Credit Union, our members aren't account numbers, they're our friends and neighbors. Each member has a vote, a voice. What matters to you matters to us. Lending decisions are based not solely on your credit score, but on who you truly are. We work diligently to end hunger. We volunteer in our local schools and throughout the community supporting neighborhood events. We are local people making local decisions, investing in our members and giving back to our communities. Gardiner Federal Credit Union, where your money has a voice.
At Gardiner Apothecary, we offer all the medications and services of a modern pharmacy, but with the friendly, personalized service of an independent business. We are your source for all your pharmaceutical needs, offering conventional prescription filling, over-the-counter medications, vitamins, and more. We call our customers by name. We care about you your health and meeting all your pharmaceutical and medical supply needs at our locally owned pharmacy. We live here, and we are committed to providing the very best care and customer service to our neighbors. Gardiner Apothecary, the way pharmacy should be.
Gardiner Apothecary! Yay! Got it! Got it!
Strategic Real Estate Services, serving all buyers and sellers. 2 locations, 335 Water Street, Gardiner, and 83 Kennedy Memorial Drive, Waterville. From residential to commercial, solutions and strategies that equal results for you. Visit strategicreservices.com or call 485-1105.
You can cut back in. We welcome you back to the John A. Bergoli Memorial Gymnasium for some more Gardiner volleyball between the Brunswick Dragons and the Gardiner Tigers. In our JV matchup, the current score 2-0 on the Gardiner side of the ledger. Third set here is only going to go to 15 for the JVs.
And we also want to thank everybody that has been sponsoring Muncie Media from their home, from their couch. We want to thank you all for your donations throughout the end of the basketball season into volleyball. We can't entirely make this 100% possible without our local sponsors, our local donators, and all of our local parents and everybody that's watching, whether that's in Maine, out of state, out of country. It doesn't matter.
Indeed. There's multiple ways you can donate if you ever feel the need to. We don't push for it. We won't. We never will. But there are several ways you can donate. You can donate through our site. And also, if you're not one of those people who like everything online, you can send cash or checks to Muncie Media's headquarters,
CEO headquarters. We don't know. 23 Pope Street in Gardiner, right over here by the Boys and Girls Club. We also would like to announce that we should have a Caps's Pizza Player of the Game at the end of this set right here if Gardiner takes it. If not, we'll go to another set, and then we'll call it Caps's Pizza Player of the Game for this game and the varsity game.
Indeed. Caps's Pizza has been very, very kind to us ever since. When did they start the Caps's Pizza
game? That was back in soccer season over at Halldale.
Yep, Caps's Pizza, located on Main Ave in Farmingdale. They are donating one 10-inch, one-topping pizza for free to the player of the game, which the Muncie Media crew up here will vigorously deliberate on who will get it for either the Gardiner or Halldale, depending on which games we are doing. Now we will roll right back into this set.
Just waiting on some clarification from the refs across the way, and then we'll get going. It's like Evan had said, we'll play this final set to 15, and we will get on going.
Indeed. Join us for about 10 minutes prior to the varsity game. We will have Nate Stubbert, the athletic director here at Gardiner Area High School. He has some exciting news for us, and none of us really know what it is yet. So your shock will be just as much as ours, and I'm excited to see what he has to say. He's always got some good news. Our starters on the Gardiner side of the ledger, we have Juliana Montel, Katrina Blakowski, Kylie Boardman, Alana Layton, Mackenzie Kern, and Grace Plord. On the Dragon side, we have Jamie Widener, Frankie Quattrapani, Helen Mayer, Addie Morin, Cameron Provost, and Lila Madsen. Widener up, Madsen. Provost went for that swing, ended up almost just going around the ball.
Yeah. Kind of some kind of magic trick. Looked like a magic trick.
Indeed. Plord now on the serve. Far back.
Hard serve.
Widener over the net. Boardman to Curran. Dennis Arnold, our ref up in the ladder stand there, almost taken out by it.
That would actually be Jim Tate up here on the ladder stand.
Excuse me.
We got Dennis Arnold down on the table.
Sorry about that. Big thanks to Chris Wheeler for getting us names of these refs. They don't always get the recognition they deserve.
Coming out here during this COVID season, all kinds of high school students. know, it's great to see that there's still humanity in the world.
Indeed, it's always good to see. Especially seems how this is an in-between season.
Yeah.
They don't need to be doing this, but here they are. It's great to see that. Kern again on the serve. Mayer, single hit, over. Off Boardman. Dig by Plord, and Kern back over. Madsen, Mayer of the net. Juliana Montel up with it. Boardman over. And dead in the very dead center of the court. Seemed to be a gap between all the players on the Brunswick side. Point's going to roll towards Gardiner. Thank you to Cole Willett running our camera for today's games. Rob Munzing running our production. We have Ruby Caldwell up here learning the ropes on production. She recorded our last game, and she will probably do some more in the future for us. Whew. Jim Tate with the moves on that one. Spidey senses kicked in almost.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that one right there. You can see there the Dragons had no communication whatsoever. They were just looking at the ball coming down.
And an ace by Kern, and she's now on a run of 5, I believe? 4?
4.
Run of 4 by Kern. Off Mayer. Anderson. Jamie Widener ended up going for that hit back up and over, ended up clearing the wrong side. Again, as you said, those hits behind the back, they just can never really pinpoint where they're going.
Where they're going, yeah. It's like I said, shot in the dark. Looks like Coach Martin's going to take a timeout here for Brunswick.
And I think actually we'll stick right with it. Now might be a good time to mention, just last week on Thursday, the Interact Club for Gardiner had its induction ceremony where all its new members were inducted into the group. The new officials of the group were named and listed, and actually, I actually have a list of what some of the things they've accomplished. We've had quite a few projects going, whether it would just be the food and clothing pantry up in the high school. That was built in 2018, actually. The room is decorated, new fresh paint. Every shelves are stocked. Everything is nice. In May of 2019, actually, the first ever Rotary Conference was held in Montreal, Canada, at least for the Interact Club through Gardiner. They met up with a group in Mount Blue as well, and they all traveled up together.
And also want to let everybody at home know, Gardiner fans, we will be hosting Messalonsky on the Monday the 29th at 5 and 6:30. These are night games. Something we're not really used to. It's going to be nice and dark in here when we get in here, so we won't have to worry about the camera unfocusing or anything like that.
A little bit cooler outside, so it won't be 125 degrees up in this
I don't think that'll change a thing.
booth. Kern again keeping the set rolling. And an end to her run on the Gardiner side. 6-2.
I would gracefully call that a commentator's jinx.
Commentator's curse.
Yeah. She's going there for a while.
Lila Madsen now on the serve. Ball ended up in bounds there, actually, in the deep left corner. Kern ended up dodging it. It looked like it was going to go out. There's a lot of power behind the sophomore serve. There's, especially in that, as you said, the beach volleyball serve, that high arc, high power.
If you watch it here, you'll see that, the ball has little to no rotation on it. When she, if she hits it hard enough, it's going to come in. It's just going to drop.
Indeed. Ball went off Gardiner there, rolled off right. Point's going to go back towards Brunswick. Lila now starting her run of 3. Kern, single hit over. Mayer. Layton to Provost. Widener over, and Anderson. Now, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I'm Pretty sure there was just 4 names I called on the Brunswick side. Madsen ending the run. 7-5. Gardiner in the lead by 2. Layton with the serve. Mayer. From Widener back to Mayer over. Third hit from Boardman went up and a little bit too far outside. Halfway through this third set. Provost with the serve. Plord up and over. Provost again. Plord. Plord to Frith there and touched off Belanger. Start of that volley there alone, it seemed to be the Provost and Plord game.
Yeah, definitely.
Provost with the serve. Ball high. I bet if I reached out, I probably could have grabbed it myself.
Yeah, I wouldn't entirely trust that. No. A little high above courtside.
Only if you're not feeling adventurous. Provost with the serve. Ace for the Dragons. Haven't really been many aces in this game, and that's actually, I wouldn't say a bad thing. It's a very, very high atmosphere game.
Yeah, and like you had said, it's mainly, most of the points are coming from, miscommunication points and such like that. Not really much of aces or kills.
But great volleys on either side, though.
Definitely. You can definitely see there's been an improvement on Gardiner's side since the last time we saw them in here.
Indeed. Provost again with the serve. Off floor, down in. Run of 6 for Provost, I believe. A lot of power, ended up coming in really low. There wasn't much Plord could do. She tried to get under the dig, they all just had so much force it came off on a straight line.
Yeah, and you can go for the dig, you can go for the pancake there. You put your hand flat down on the court and hope for the best and hope for that ball. As long as the ball doesn't touch the floor, it's still in play as long as it hits off your hand. So definitely something to maybe work on. Try the pancake rather than an uphand dig.
Provost's run just ended there, and Cambria Smith came in for her. The serve there by Boardman. Addie Morin came in for Libby Anderson on the Brunswick side. Mayer with the serve. Curran out and right. An ace for Brunswick. 14-8 in this third set. Set point. Montel over the net. Saved there by Plord. Boardman hit it up. Montel went for the second hit and didn't quite clear it back. And that is going to be game. Brunswick will take that third set. Final score is going to be 2-1 on the Gardiner side.
Final set of this matchup was 15-8.
15-8. Brunswick came in with a different type of energy in that third set. But we will be right back after this on Munzing Media. We're going to go to a short ad break and
figure out who we're going to name a Caps's Pizza Player of the Game.
Indeed. We'll be back right after this.
Coaches and athletes know that teamwork is the key to success. At the Gosline Insurance Group, our team is comprised of knowledgeable, enthusiastic, and dedicated agency personnel who are committed to keeping our clients informed and protected. Featuring 9 agencies throughout the area, the Gosline Insurance Group is the largest locally owned independent agency group in Central Maine. As a trusted choice agent, we are dedicated to you and are committed to treating you as a person and not as a policy. This commitment means we will work for you and not the insurance company. So call us today and let our team put you on the path to success.
At our firm, we have the client and only the client in mind. Our mission is to get to know and understand your needs, wants, and long-term goals. We want to help you develop, implement, and monitor a strategy that's designed to address your individual situation. We understand the challenges families face today. From managing debt to saving for college to retirement, these personal finance challenges can be overwhelming. Our commitment is to utilize all of our resources to help you pursue your goals. We believe in thinking out of the box, and we are not afraid to challenge conventional wisdom in our approach to financial services and preserving wealth. All of our energy, commitment, and efforts are focused on you, the client, and your satisfaction.
And welcome back here. We are looking at the upcoming games here on Munson Media. Get the Miranda Cook coming into Halldale for Unified Basketball. That game is at 3:30. And Mark Tinkham and Rob Munson will have that on the call. Have Jackson Leach, one of the boys basketball players at Halldale, running the camera on that one. And now for our Capsis Pizza Player of the Game. There's quite a bit to choose from here. So I think we are going to go with sophomore Grace Plord. She's going to get a 10-inch one-topping pizza from Capsis Pizza in Farmingdale or Waterville. Probably Farmingdale.
Yeah, the Maine Ave one in Farmingdale, I believe. Great effort by both teams in that last set. And Plord had an amazing game, whether it was playing all across the court. Had quite a good run and played well herself. There was a lot of debate there on that one, though.
Yeah,
at least on who the award went to, not an effort, I should say.
Yeah, definitely. That was a great match all around. As much as we said, miscommunications and stuff like that, you got a week to work on it.
Indeed.
You got the next game coming up on the 29th against Messalonsky. So, with that being said, we got about 28 minutes on the scoreboard. We'll be back in a little bit, probably about, say, 15 minutes or so. We'll come back, and Nate Stubbert will be up here to talk with Rob Munzing, or give us a special announcement, actually, on something we have absolutely no idea about.
I'm not sure. It might be the field, might be...
It's hard to tell. I guess we'll have to wait and find out.
But, join us right around the 10-minute mark, and we'll be back. welcome back to the John A. Bergoli Memorial Gymnasium. I'm Evan Grady, and I'm joined here by Nate Stubbert, the athletic director at Gardiner Area High School. And I heard you got some news for us.
Yeah, Evan. Hi, it's great to see you here in the hut seat.
Oh, yeah.
Getting your shot at being the color of Gardiner Volleyball. Yeah, we do have some very exciting news that we want to announce. The last 2 home games this season, starting on March 29th, so March 29th and April 6th, we will be allowing home spectators. So for the first time in quite a long time, we are allowed to have home spectators per the executive order changing on March 26th of the inside capacity limits. It goes to 50% of the permitted capacity. So the gym here at Gardiner, it has a capacity of 1,249, so we can have half of that. We won't have half of that. We still have to adhere to the 6-foot distance limit. We have to make sure that all spectators are wearing masks. And in accordance with the MPA spectator guidelines, all spectators are supposed to perform the daily COVID checklist, which is essentially 3 questions asking if they've had any symptoms or if they've been in contact with anybody who's tested COVID positive in the last few days. And we're going to go over that. We're going to have a parent meeting on Sunday night to let the parents know what the expectations are of them when they come into the gym for the first time in a long time. It is very exciting news. It is going to be home spectators only, and athletes will receive passes, and we'll give them out. That way we're ensuring that it's no visitor spectators who are trying to sneak in.
Or anyone who doesn't have necessarily a player on the court, right?
Well, I think we should be able to easily fit 5 or 6 people per athlete if need be. There are some athletes that will only have maybe 1 or 2, some won't have any. Some will have larger groups that would want to come. So I've asked the coaches to ask the players how many passes they want per game, and again, our limit is about 625 people in the gym. But again, we still have to adhere to the guidelines. We're not going to be able to fit 625, even if we wanted to, adhering by the 6-foot guidelines and all that. But we'll certainly be able to accommodate enough, and I think it'll make the parents and families and spectators and fans of volleyball extremely happy for the last 2 games at least.
Indeed, that is some very exciting news. And I have to ask you, in that parent meeting, you're going to be going over where the parents can find that checklist. And
well, essentially, I'm going to give them the checklist. It's going to be something they're going to do on their own. It's going to be kind of like an honor system. The athletes fill out a checklist every single day before practice and games. You had to fill it out, so you're familiar with what it's like. I'm not going to send one to the parents and the spectators. It's going to be something that they would just hopefully do on their own. And if they're experiencing any symptoms or if they've been in contact with somebody who's COVID-19 positive, then hopefully they'll refrain and stay home and watch it on Munson Media.
Hopefully. And another question that I had was, we have the capacity now for at least the indoor here. So for spring sports, are we going to be able to have spectators there as well?
Yes. Yep. So the MPA has released guidelines on spring sports, and the way they express it is 75% starting March 26th going to May 23rd. It's 75% of their permitted capacity. So what that means for us is we don't have permitted capacity. We just essentially have what we have outside. Again, the caveat is that we have to adhere to the 6-foot distancing rule unless you're in the same household, and all spectators need to be masked even outside. So this fall it was a little different, where if you came to see any of our games this fall, we had some painted circles around the fields. We'll have something similar to that, but you were allowed to take your mask off when you were inside that circle. That is not going to be allowed this year per the MPA rules. It's no masks. No mask can be taken off. They have to be worn at all times. So it's a little bit different. We're going to be able to have more spectators, but everybody's going to have to be wearing their masks at all times. And they're going to have to perform that daily COVID checklist as well.
So we're sure to see a little bit tighter restrictions, at least in the mask wearing. Because I know in some of the sports like basketball, volleyball, we've seen masks come down every now and then. The refs will usually will stop play, get them to put their mask back on.
Right.
Won't mention it again.
Yep.
But that'd change. That'd be more of a no mask, you're out.
Right. Well, it's the same kind of way. I don't want to be the mask police.
Oh,
I really don't. I have better things to do. I hope that everybody would respect that rule. And if I see people that aren't respecting that rule, I'm going to kindly ask them to put their masks on, and if they don't, then unfortunately they won't be able to stay. But I hope that doesn't happen. I don't foresee it happen. We have great fans here at Gardiner, so I hope everything is smooth and fans get to go out and watch the sports and watch their kids play this spring.
Should be exciting. How many sports do we have this season for our spring season?
Oh, we have a lot.
A lot, yeah.
Our spring season is our busiest. Baseball, softball, track and field, boys and girls tennis, boys and girls lacrosse. It's a busy spring. And, here we are in the middle of having our turf field installed and trying to find a place where lacrosse is going to play, and it's going to be busy.
Yeah, well, actually, while we're on that topic, any updates on the turf field?
All we got to do is look outside our doors, and we see that they're just about finished with laying the last layer of like a fine stone. And I think those big machines are going to be out of here relatively soon. We're waiting for the roads to become unposted so that the concrete trucks can come in and start putting in the slip form that goes around. So the slip form goes around the field, and that's what the turf is adhered to, is that slip form. And as soon as that slip form is in, then I think we can start laying the carpet.
All right.
So we're pretty close.
Indeed. And where can the people find how to donate towards that? Because I know we have a way to donate. You can get your name on a stone even.
Right. So people can still purchase bricks. That's going to be ongoing. Even after the turf field is in, we're in the process of designing the recognition wall. So the recognition wall is going to be 24 feet long by 8 feet tall on both sides of the main entrance. So it's going to be a total of 48 feet long. And we are going to have gold level, silver level, and bronze level sponsors, along with our major donors, Mainex, McGee Construction, EJP, and Black Diamond Engineering. They're going to be there. And then the bricks. So there's a 4x8 brick is $150, an 8x8 brick is $250, and a 12x12 brick is $500. You can find the link to that on our Gardiner Area High School Athletics Facebook page. And I think I had it pinned at one point at the top, and I think I switched it out for spring registrations for athletes, but I can put it back. All you have to do is scroll down a little bit. You can find the link to how to donate and purchase a brick. And if anybody's having trouble, they can always call the school or email me.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. The news that we're going to be able to have visitors. We're going to have people in these stands out here in Gardiner. We're going to be able to have people able to watch the games. At least the last two games, you said?
The last two games, March 29th and April 6th.
March 29th and April 6th. Mark your calendars. This has been Evan Grady and Nate Stubber, and we will be right back after these short messages.
Started in 2019 by the Coolest family in Pittston, Coolest Gravel Pit offers some of Kennebec County's highest quality gravel products. Located just south of the old Cedar Grove Road on the right off State Highway 27, Coolest Gravel Pit is committed to providing our customers with an outstanding product at a fair price. We offer a wide variety of products for all your needs. At Coolest Gravel Pit, our loader is always on site. Local deliveries on larger quantities are always available, and we offer discounts on large quantities as needed.
Coolest Gravel Pit is family owned and operated since 2019, producing Kennebec County's highest quality gravel at a fair price.
Hi, my name is Shayna Epperson, and I'm with Atlantic Youth Sports, Inc., and we operate out of Gardiner, Maine. We strive to bring young athletes to the game of basketball, volleyball, softball, and lacrosse. We also bring our principal cores, 3 of them, of teamwork. We bring respect, and we bring confidence.
Hi, I'm Lizzie Gruber. I've been with Shayna for 6 years. AYS has brought me to be a physically and mentally stronger person on and off the court. I've also met some of my lifelong friends through this amazing program.
You can become part of our family by visiting us online at www.aysinc.org, or you can email us at aysincinfo@gmail.com.
Feel like cooking dinner? Call Capsa's Pizza in Farmingdale.
JMH Associates
is
is a boutique financial and management
sandwiches
consulting
made on
firm
fresh
that
baked
can
bread,
provide
delicious
customized
nachos,
solutions
or
for your
salads made to
business or
order. And
personal
don't forget the
affairs.
whoopie pies.
We can
We pride
provide
ourselves on
management
that.
expertise to your small business, personal financial guidance, and organizational structure for your personal and business needs. This will allow for better communication and execution with your other financial partners. We help establish businesses, we'll help you start a new business, and we can provide IT support for your business needs. We are JMH Associates. We're proud to be associated with MunsingMediaSports.com. The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation is proud to support Munsing Media's production of live streaming high school sports. We recognize the hard work and dedication of Maine's high school student athletes, and we applaud Munsing Media's pioneering live streaming efforts. The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation.
That's the right one. I picked it right up off there. I just We welcome you back to the John A. Bergoli Memorial Gymnasium. I'm Evan Grady, joined here by Chris Wheeler, Cole Willett running our camera, Rob Munsing running production, Ruby Caldwell assisting in production today. We are here for the Brunswick and Gardiner matchup, girls volleyball. Should be an exciting matchup. The JV game just concluded. Gardiner took that match 2-1. Great third set by both teams. Brunswick came back hard on the third set. Ended up coming 15-8, was it?
Yeah, 15-8.
Now we'll get you some starters for the Gardiner and Brunswick.
So, starting off for Gardiner, I'm really hot right there. 34, Emily Folsom. Number 30, Emily Grady. 44, Lizzie Gruber. Number 3, Rihanna Heath. Number 19, Daisy McNeil. And number 10, Yana Montel. Now for the Brunswick side, we have number 3, senior Naomi Martin. Number 11, senior Chloe Coombs. Number 14, sophomore Ava Cairns. Number 16, junior Gabby West. Number 20, Greta Trapp, freshman. And number 25, senior Jaden Lohr. My Mainer accent just came out there for a second.
Lohr.
Senior.
All right.
It looks like the reffing has switched spots.
Dennis Arnold now up on the ladder stand, and Jim Tate just going over positioning there with Coach Tiffany Grover. Both teams have quite the freshman lineup, actually, in their varsity. Gardiner actually only with one, but a very young team. They have three sophomores.
3 seniors on Gardiner's squad and 4 seniors on Brunswick. Jim Tay getting some couple of questions for Coach Hartman. And it looks like Elizabeth Putnam, the libero, number 29. We have her rostered at number 21, which is probably what she wears for a normal jersey, but today she's a libero. See what Brunswick brings into this matchup here. We're ready to go.
Abby Folsom with the serve for Gardiner. Clears the net. Martin. Coombs over the net. Folsom with the attempt on the save there. Ended up tapping it, rolled the wrong way. Point's going to roll towards Brunswick. Looks like Martin now on the serve here for the Dragons. Clears the net. Folsom to McNeil. Gruber over the net. Lohr over. Grady to McNeil. Cairns to Martin. And Lohr over the net. Ball ended up being in there, but point's going to roll towards the Dragons. Tigers trailing by 2 at the start of this set. Naomi Martin with the serve. Keith bumps up. Set by Gruber. Folsom over the net. Lohr up. Cairns. And Lohr back again. Grady to McNeil. Back to Grady over the net. Coombs with the rocket over the net.
I don't think that'll be the last time we see that today.
It's going to be an interesting to see her serve. That was an absolute rocket over that net.
Yeah, and Coombs being one of the seniors on this squad, definitely tell there's some experience behind this this squad here from Brunswick.
Martin with the serve, cleared. Gruber over the net. Coombs and Martin both went for the ball there. Rolled off right. Points going to go to Gardiner. Still trailing by 2, but early on in this first set. A lot of room for this to go either way. McNeil over the net. Trap to Martin. Blocked by Gruber. Gruber at 6'4", I believe.
6'4", yeah.
6'4". Hard to beat that height, especially when you don't have it on your own side. It's.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Lizzie in basketball, and she dominated the paint. So you can only imagine. I mean,
that net sits what, 7 feet?
7 feet off the ground. Yeah, and I mean, she's barely jumping off the ground. She actually, the last block that we had seen, she barely was up off the ground, and had no problem blocking that whatsoever.
Chloe Coombs now on the serve. Senior for Brunswick. Coombs over. Montel. Ball high. Folsom put it up. McNeil tried to get it back over with that backhand and didn't quite clear it.
Yeah, not like many other high schools in the state of Maine. You have a drop ceiling here with the supports going across the ceiling. So when the ball goes up into the rafters, it's in play, but it's hard to know when that ball and where that ball is coming from.
Coombs again on the serve. Montel to McNeil. Gruber over. Gruber now on the serve.
Coach Hartman letting Mr. Arnold know that they need a rotation here.
If you'll notice, Lizzie Gruber's getting that wind-up going every now and then. Very reminiscent to her sister, Carrie Gruber, another alumni volleyball player here at Gardiner, one of the originals, right?
Yep. Yeah, she was on the original team right after probably a year or two after they started this as a varsity program.
It's like the rotation went through there on the Brunswick side. Gruber will now serve. Gruber over. Martin. McNeil to Montel, up and over. Putnam went forward, as well as Sydney Stewart. The ball ended up coming short on that net. Gruber with the serve. Martin. Stewart. Back over by Lohr. Keith. Dropped underneath the net. Point went towards Brunswick.
Yeah, it looks like Gabby West will come back in for the libero, Elizabeth Putnam.
Greta Trapp. Now serving for the Dragons. Ace for the Dragons. Ball ended up bouncing off, I believe, Folsom there. Trapp, actually a freshman for the Dragons.
Want to welcome all the Dragon fans watching today.
Grady didn't quite clear the net.
And it looks to me, as usual, the past couple of years now, Matt Colvin, Lisa Palmer on line judging today.
So I hope Lisa's car trouble went over after our last game.
Yeah.
She ended up blowing a front right tire right out front of the high school, just out of the parking lot. I hope that went over well.
It's going to be that hole right out by the stop sign, which used to be a yield sign.
Grady now on the serve for Gardiner. Gardiner trailing by 3 in this first set. Ball ended up short on the right side.
Have to talk to Emily about that one after the game, huh?
Oh, every time I'm going to mention things to her after the game. For those who don't know, Emily Grady is actually my sister, so there's a little bit of sibling rivalry that goes on. I always like to joke at each other. Laura with the serve. Grady up. Heath. Folsom over. Grady again. McNeil. Folsom back over the net. Martin. Stewart up. Gabby West. Went for the sweat.
It's like a net violation on Rihanna Heath there.
I think that might have been Montel actually, 1-0.
Yeah, she looks good. She looks guilty over there. She's turning away from the ball and everything.
Jaden Lohr now on the serve. And an ace. Lohr, another one of Brunswick seniors. Lohr with the serve. Frith to McNeil. Folsom over. And very unfortunate ball ended up bouncing back off the wooden divider that ends up splitting the court. Ended up high, came back onto the Gardiner side, and Gardiner had already used all 3 of its hits, and there was nothing left to be done. Lohr again on the serve. Ball ended up far left.
That's the second time Jim Tate, the referee, has almost been drilled in the head. First one was over here, now he's over on the floor, and he just can't get out of trouble over there.
I'm sure Rob Munzing, Gary Verhill, and Dick Layden all could tell you being a ref or an umpire is a dangerous profession. Gardiner trailing by 6. Montel with the serve. Ball over. Martin. Let's do it. Montel on a run of 3 now. Martin to Stewart, and over the net. Montel went for the dig there, didn't quite clear it. Ball's going to roll back towards Brunswick. Ava Cairns now coming in for Sydney Stewart. Cassie Bertolini coming in for Yana Montel on the Gardiner side. Sophomore Ava Cairns will now serve for Brunswick. Ball middle, off Frith and Bertolini. McNeil cleared the net. Cairns again, Martin over. Bertolini out, Folsom. McNeil went for the tap over, ended up clearing far right side. Gardiner now halving the Brunswick score in this first set as Brunswick just barely clears the halfway mark in this first one. Cairns again.
Yeah, that hit by Frith took Rana Heath by by shock. She wasn't ready for that ball to come over to her, and I think it was more of a misdirection than a miscommunication than anything.
She still managed to get that ball up, though. It was a great effort on both. And again, great effort by Frith there. Ava Cairns now on a run of 3. Gardiner trailing by 9. Lizzie Gruber now in for Alyssa Frith. Not in the front line, though. Gruber to McNeil. Folsom over. Lower. Lower went to Cairns and then to Coombs, and ended up being a double hit. And yeah, Rihanna Heath will serve for Gardiner. Heath with the serve. Off Cairns. Off Cairns and trap. Ball went high outside. Point's going to go to Gardiner.
Now the scoreboard's right. I marked the point the wrong way. Sorry about that.
Chris on double duty here, so. Cairns to Martin. Grady up. McNeil. Gruber over. Trap to Lohr, back to trap over the net, but did not quite clear. Gruber went up for the block, but it wasn't quite necessary. Point's going to roll back towards Gardiner.
Looks like Gardiner's clawing back again here.
Heath now on a run of 3. Martin to Cairns. Back to Martin. With a powerful hit just inside the line, as signified by our line judge, Lisa Palmer. That point's going to roll back towards Brunswick. Junior Gabby West now on the serve for Brunswick. Grady to McNeil. Cleared the net, Coombs over. Grady to Gruber. Back to Folsom. Cairns and West over the net. McNeil with the light tap. One touch and a kill over the net. Gardiner only trailing by 6. Elizabeth Putnam now back in for the Dragons. Folsom over. Off Lohr with the ace. Ball almost rolled outside there, actually.
Well, hey, he's probably going to get some sunlight. Ball's going to get some sunlight. It's nice out. Went outside between the matches, and a cool breeze going out there. So.
Plus, I'm sure that ball's had enough of being smacked around for one day. Cairns and West over the net. Gruber back into an empty zone. Elizabeth Putnam went for the save there. Still just a bit out of reach. Gruber putting it, I'm sure, exactly where she wanted. 17-13. Gardiner trailing. Lohr and Martin over the net. Folsom with the dig save. Just out of reach from Bertolini. Ball rolls back. Senior Naomi Martins is going to be serving again for the Brunswick Dragons. Ball clears the net. Off Bertolini and Grady. Gruber over.
Coming back to live action real quick. There we go.
McNeil over the net. West, Greta Trapp actually brought that ball back up and over into a gap and took the point for Brunswick.
Yeah, I just want to let everybody know at home that we are trying to get replays in as much as possible, but with how fast these matches are going between the Dragons and the Tigers, we'll get replays in when we can. Lane violation on Lizzie Gruber there.
Lane or net?
Wow, I don't know why I said lane violation. I don't even know what sport I'm thinking about.
Her and
net violation.
Yeah, her and Greta Trapp both went up for that ball there, and Lizzie just got a little bit too much on it and ended up going over that net. Grady.
They've got quite a kill celebration over here on Gardiner's side, you know.
I'll give her a high five for that one.
Wind dance repeat kind of thing you saw in the Boston Red Sox between Mookie Betts and Andrew Benintendi.
Oh, indeed. Last game, it was the photo shoot they were doing.
Yeah.
I might give her a high five for that one. I haven't decided. McNeil over. Didn't quite clear. Ball's going to roll back. Gardiner trailing by 7 in the closing side of this set. Sydney Stewart now in for Ava Cairns. Chloe Coombs will serve now for the Dragons. Ball over. Heath up. McNeil. Gruber with the tap in. Martin. Stewart. And Coombs back over for the rally.
Not too sure on the call on that one. We'll have to figure that one out.
We'll look towards the comments.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll look for the comments on that one. We're not too sure on that call.
Gardiner now with the serve from Gruber. Off Martin. And Stewart. Lower over. Gruber back. Gruber glanced the net on that one, and McNeil ended up going for the dive, trying to tap it back over. Ball's going to roll back to Brunswick. Freshman Greta Trapp now on the serve. Jim Tate conversing with our bookkeeper, I believe, over there on the score table.
Not much has changed, so. I think Frith came in for Gruber, and that was the point change for Gardiner, so yeah. Yeah, and I think this is something that I'd seen, actually. I'm part of the Gardiner Volleyball Facebook page, and Coach McNeil had made a comment last night, day before that, about a 4-2 defense. So you got 4 players in the back, 2 in the front, but it looks like they're these are college level strategies that coach is trying out. So they're just refs are just making sure they're in place, just to make sure that. We're not having people run into each other without knowing where they're at.
Trapp down the serve. McNeil. Touched it right into a gap where Montel was and ended up trying to come back to. Trapp again on the serve. Ball middle, off Grady and Folsom. Grady back over the net. Martin up high. Stewart. Montel. Off Coombs, ended up short. No communication, it seemed, there between the Dragons, and it didn't end up clearing back over. There's no one there in that gap. Grady now will serve for the Gardiner Tigers. 2 points at the end of the set from the Brunswick side. Brunswick now on set point here. Senior Jaden Lohr now on the serve.
Yeah, you see the miscommunication there. She was, Sydney Stewart was going in onto that, and Gabby West, they had a miscommunication there, and that was the cause of that point right there.
Lohr now on the serve. Off Heath. Into a gap on the backside. Montel went for it. And with that, we will end this first set, 25-16. Brunswick with the win. We will be right back after these short messages from a few of our local sponsors. We'll be back to girls volleyball on Munzing Media after this.
The culture in PNG is very different. It's very special. Everyone is very collaborative. Everyone is very honest, and they want to help you succeed.
I work with a good group of people. A lot of experienced people have been here for many years. Some people that I work with have been here for 30 plus years. You have the tools to learn, the necessity to drive you forward, which are great.
I'm getting my needs met career-wise. So I'm getting the leadership experience. I'm getting the coaching that I need to move on and move up.
The greatest aspects of benefits we get here. You know, we get health insurance, life insurance, disability insurance, and it's all keys in. That's worth something to me. Along with the pay, I know I'm going to have a paycheck at the end of the week.
And we welcome you back here to the John A. Bergoli Memorial Gymnasium for the second set between the Brunswick Dragons and the Gardiner Tigers. Take a look at the upcoming games here on Muncie Media. Take a look at this. We got Miranda Cook at Halldale, Unified Basketball on the 23rd at 3:30. And then not listed here because you can only list one at a time. We got Messalonsky coming in on the 29th, Monday. The next Monday after that for another volleyball matchup here. And also, we want to thank everybody for the donation throughout the basketball season, soccer season, and now volleyball season. We are definitely accepting donations. You can donate online at munziemediasports.com, or you can send in a paper check if you don't like the whole over the internet style, 23 Pope Street in Gardiner. We want to thank everybody that has sponsored, our commentators, our camera people, our production people throughout soccer season and into basketball season. We did close to 100 basketball games this past season in a COVID season of all. So it not anything we usually do, ever. We normally have a 20 game set count for Gardiner, and whoever we pick up on the way, we pick up on the way. But, COVID, we got full coverage of everything, whether that is basketball, soccer, unified basketball, the Interact thing that we had just the other night.
Yeah, the Interact induction ceremony that happened last Thursday, actually. We covered that. All the new members were inducted, and the new council, we could say, was inducted as well. We have our new president, vice president, the PR manager, as well as our secretary and treasurer.
We want to give a big shout out to Miss DeSoto, who's been watching. She comments on the Facebook page. Hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you in a while since COVID started, but
another thing to mention, if you weren't here with us before the game, we had Nate Stubbard on, and he was mentioning the big news that we had kept mentioning in the JV game. On March 29th and April 6th, due to capacity being increased, the John A. Bergoli Memorial Gymnasium actually has a capacity of, like 1,100, something like that?
1,100, yeah.
So we can fit technically 500 people in here, but we need to have, it's with 50% capacity, but we need to have our social distancing, masks on, 6-foot rule, so probably won't have 500. But on April 6th and March 29th, you can come in, you'll actually be able to visit us.
Mark it on your calendars.
Indeed.
It'll probably be the only time this year you'll be able to get inside to watch a sports game inside.
At Gardiner High School.
At Gardiner High School. The rest of the spring sports, and as Nate Stubbard was talking earlier about how we're going to do spring sports, and we'll see how that goes.
Gardiner now coming in hot with an ace on their second serve. Folsom in a run of 2.
Yeah, that serve went off the libero, Elizabeth Putnam there. She tried going for it, and it went off the upper arm and went out past her.
Folsom now with the serve. Off. Martin went far back. Another ace for Folsom. Starting her run in the second set. Folsom over the net. Off Martin. Cairns to Trap. Folsom to McNeil and Gruber over. Ball whizzed right by Elizabeth Putnam there.
If it was me, I probably would have ducked too. You see that coming. You see that coming at your face. You want to get out of the way.
Especially from that high up.
Yeah.
Folsom ended her run on 4. The point will roll towards the Brunswick Dragons for their first point of the set. Chloe Coombs will actually start this set for the Dragons. Sydney Stewart now coming in for Ava Cairns. Coombs over, and Gruber back over the net. Lower to Stewart, excuse me. Double hit on the Brunswick side, and the point's going to roll towards Gardiner.
Yeah, and just to explain that to anybody that doesn't know, the double hit's like a travel in basketball. If you jump up, come down with 1 foot rather than 2, you're going to get called. When it comes to making the set, you want to have both hands touching the ball at the same time, so you're going to get called for a double hit every time.
Another point's going to roll back towards Gardiner there. McNeil with the serve, clears the net. Lower over, Grady. Don't believe they quite waited for the whistle to go off there, so they're just going to reset and reserve on there. Jim Tate and Dennis Arnold are referees for today. Here we go. McNeil with the serve. Lower sets. Stewart over. Back to McNeil. Heath up. Cleared the net, and Gruber over.
That violation again on Brunswick.
Almost looked like both sides actually hit the net on that one at the same time. So I was curious to see who's going to get that call. It's quite the battle right now between Lizzie Gruber on the Gardiner side and Greta Trapp. They're both playing very strong forward on the front line. Gruber with the tap over. Martin. Stewart and Lohr. Kill cleared and centered.
Yeah, and you can see from up here, Trapp and Gruber, height difference-wise, is not tallest, but you know she's got maybe a half a foot on her, and she still has the height, jumping-wise, to get over Lizzie.
An ace by Trapp there as we speak.
Tammy Allard over there doing the book for the volleyball. 2 other JV players over there with Jim Tate as well, trying to figure out what's going on.
We have Nevaeh Frith over from the Gardiner side. I'm not quite sure who the Brunswick lady is, but it's good to keep the players in doing stuff, especially get them active in the team, get them doing things in the sport.
Yeah.
For example, getting your players to do books when you're playing baseball, or for when it comes to wrestling, we'll have guys go around do tapping mats, especially if we have tournaments, or we'll have them do books if we don't have a manager. Mm-hmm. It's good to just keep them involved in the sport.
Keep them involved, keep them going, and you know, like I said before, the more you know, the more you learn, the more you know.
Plus, it gets your brain into it.
Yeah. So Jim Tate's going to come over here, talk to Mr. Arnold about what's going on. I think it's a misrotation is what's going on right now, but yeah. So they're trying to figure out serving rotations here, and if you go out of sequence, the refs are going to catch it for you, or the person who's doing the book's going to do it is going to catch it and let the refs know. So we'll be back here in very, very soon. Just waiting on them. And like we said, donations are always welcome. We want to thank everybody that donated throughout the basketball season. And back to you, Evan.
We'll get right back into the news, actually. Trapp with the serve over the net. Folsom over. McNeil up. Ball ended up coming back over. Gruber with the kill there, ended up coming right over the net. You cannot stop that 6'4" height right on the net. She's able to go up and over without touching. Put the ball wherever she wants it and let the play run out. Coombs over. Double hit on the Brunswick side, and another point's going to roll towards Gardiner. Brunswick
Take a look at that replay
6.
real quick right here. You can see Lizzie come up, and she just drops that down, no problem. And that's where the height comes into play.
Martin to Stewart. Lower over. Folsom to McNeil. And Montel over the net. Coombs to Stewart. And lower back over. Gruber up and into the vent. McNeil over. Stewart and Lower over the net. Gruber with the dig. Off Lower and the net. And the point's going to roll towards Gardiner. A great volley there, especially with the ball coming down off that vent on the right side. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout from Coach Seth Hartman over on the Brunswick side.
Take a look at that replay here as well. See Sydney Stewart set up. Great dig by Gruber. Back over the net, and then a miss hit again, and point for Gardiner.
When it comes to power alone, it seems like Lohr and Gruber are actually very, very well matched.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're both. I mean, Laura's a senior, Lizzie's a sophomore, but that all comes down to it. Don't matter grade. It matters height, and it matters, you know, strength, capability, to be able to get the ball. To get the ball down over the net without touching the net.
Put it exactly where you want it as well.
Yeah, exactly. And we also want to... Go ahead and take it. I lost what I had to say.
Looking at Grace Florida, our Caps Pizza Player of the Game. She won the Player of the Game for our JV contest. Performed very well, and after a little bit of deliberation up here between her and another, we ended up going with her, and she won a free 10-inch one-topping pizza from Caps' Pizza over in Main Ave in Farmingdale. Gruber now with the serve. Lohr. Stewart over. Folsom. McNeil. Grady tapped over. West. West touched up and over. A little came down in between a few Gardiner players there. Senior Alyssa Frith now in for Gruber. Jaden Lohr now on the serve. Brunswick trailing by 4. Here's that communication we were talking about actually going on right in front of us. Ball ended up coming in low on the net.
It's all a strategy. A lot of people wouldn't know it as, you know, most people just see it as a, you know, hit the ball over the net. No, there's a lot of strategy and a lot of planning behind these matches.
Martin and Stewart and West cleared the net. Montel and Folsom went for the block there, and Heath ended up knocking it back over.
I think Folsom got away with a double hit on that one.
Montel over and out. Point's going to roll back towards Brunswick. Sydney Stewart now on the serve. Grady. And McNeil over. Coombs to Martin. Back to Coombs. McNeil sends it back. West and Martin. Keith went for the poke and came up just a little short into the net. The ball ended up rolling back towards the Brunswick side. Junior Sydney Stewart again on the serve for Brunswick. with a powerful serve off Grady and Heath. Folsom with the tap over. Martin to Stewart, and West for the deep shot back off Grady. Just out of reach for Melissa Frith there. Ball shall again roll back towards the Brunswick Dragons. Stewart now starting her run of 3. Gardiner now in the lead by 4. Off Heath. McNeil into the net, and Montel over. We're gonna have a point towards Gardiner. Not quite sure the call on that one.
It was a net violation on Naomi Martin.
Went under?
Yep.
I see. Senior Rihanna Heath now on the serve for Gardiner. Heath being one of a few of the veteran players on the Gardiner side. Wish I had the stat up right now, but I believe there's 3 or 4 of them that have 4 years experience in volleyball. Heath being one of them, actually.
If I'm not wrong, they had, when your sister was in 8th grade, they had just started a volleyball program at the middle school.
I believe they might have.
I think they might have started, yeah, so... we have Cassie Bertolini.
She has 3. Montel now with the serve over. Montel and McNeil. Ball ended up just shy of the net. Looked like it could have went either way. Gardiner kind of just hesitated, and Brunswick went up like they were going to block in case. Junior Gabby West on the serve for Brunswick. That beach volleyball type serve again. That long run up. Folsom with a tap just over the net off Coombs and died short. Point's going to roll to Gardiner. Gruber now coming in for Frith. Heath now serving for Gardiner.
And something you're not seeing today is there's no libero for Gardiner.
It's a different play style than they had last week.
Yep. And that also goes along with the new strategies that they tried.
Gruber again with the touch right over the net, down and for the point.
You can call that a dunk, right, for Lizzie?
I'm going to start calling it a dunk at this point. Heath again with the serve. Ended up just shy right of the line. So it's going to go to Brunswick, and Naomi Martin now shall serve for the Dragons. Off Heath, Bertolini. McNeil puts it over. Martin and Cairns, and Lohr. Cairns and Coombs.
A nice rally going on now.
Grady and Gruber. Gruber with their second hit over her back over the net. Gruber spiking that ball down.
That was a great rally, let alone just the spike at the end. That was I'm like speechless right now. That was probably one of the best rallies they've had so far.
And the vent strikes again. That ball went off. Naomi Martin ended up hitting the right side of this vent up here and bounced back.
Take a look at this replay real quick. Set, spike, done. As soon as that came out, hit off of her hand, it was spinning. It had so much spin, and I don't think if they had hit it either way, it was going to go back over that net.
It was tailing downward. Another point went to Gardiner there, and
score back updated, 17-9 Gardiner.
Coach Hartman with a timeout. And with that, we will be right back after a few short messages on Munzing Media for girls volleyball after this.
Feel like cooking dinner? Call Capsa's Pizza in Farmingdale. You can make the whole family happy with our award-winning pizza, sandwiches made on fresh baked bread, delicious nachos, or salads made to order. And don't forget the whoopie pies. We pride ourselves on fast, friendly service and an overall experience that's better than you might expect from a pizza place. So order Capsa's tonight. Pick it up, have it delivered, or enjoy our dining room. Give us a call at 582-0522 or enjoy the convenience of online ordering at capsaspizza.com.
And we want to come back here and we want to welcome the All Sports Boosters for Gardiner Area High School onto our sponsors for Munzing Media. They have generously sponsored us as of the start of this upcoming, this season right now, and then the season coming up. So we have All Sports Boosters. They help with all the sports. Whether that's helping them get jerseys and getting shoes for athletes or anything like that.
So equipment costs, travel costs, food costs if occasional. I'm sure there's always the parents that help there as well.
So you saw that ball went flying by our camera.
Just so our cameraman Cole Willett knows, that ball comes to that camera. You defend the camera over yourself.
Wise words of Rob Munzing.
Hey, we don't tell him he said that. Bertolini and Folsom. Gruber over. Coombs. Cairns and Lower. Bertolini. And Gruber again with that aggressive tap forward. Cairns. And trap. Gruber with the block.
Yeah, that's 6'4" height is probably gonna take out a lot of possibilities for the Dragons here.
Especially anything very low off that net. Folsom, McNeil, Gruber. Off Martin, ended up dropping deep back with a kill.
Take a look at this right here. Block for a kill. That was. You see the little celebration there at the end. That was pretty priceless. Those are great.
Martin high. Lower over the net. Amazing save. McNeil to Martin. Off Cairns and Martin again. Cairns to Lower. Gruber McNeil went for the block there. Ended up coming up short. Point rolls to Gardiner. Folsom now with the serve. Coombs went for the stop there, and the ball ended up just cutting all of its momentum and dropping down in the, I assume, probably complete wrong direction for her. Folsom again.
Yeah, and that also goes off the fact of every server has a different serve.
It's hard to adjust how you should hit.
That looked like a double hit off of Naomi Martin. Take a look at this replay real quick. You can see that Chloe Coombs just was not ready for Emily Folsom's serve coming in at her.
Coombs up high to Martin. Trap over. Heath. Tap down just a little bit too far out of reach for McNeil. She went for the dig to try and get under it. Ball ended up coming under the net. Cairns and Stewart swapping yet again. Chloe Coombs with the serve for Brunswick. Brunswick trailing by 13. Off Bertolini and Heath. Gruber went for the tap yet again, ended up coming down into the net. Coombs. out on the far left, just shy of the line. It's going to set Gardiner up for a set point. Montel coming in for Bertolini. McNeil with the serve. Clears the net. Off trap. And Coombs. Martin to send it over. Ends up deep back to end the set. Gardiner 25. Brunswick 11 to end this second set. Both teams now with one set, holding on to each other, coming into this third set for the final, hopefully.
See who wins.
And we'll come back right after this. We're going to go over a few more sponsors, and we'll be back right after this.
When I'm on the road speaking, I'm able to have sidebar conversations with everybody that wants to come talk to me. And I hear about their family and loved ones that are going through maybe cancer, maybe a critical illness, maybe something being disabled from.
Don't feel like cooking dinner? Call Capsa's Pizza in Farmingdale. You can make the whole family happy with our award-winning pizza, sandwiches made on fresh baked bread, delicious nachos, or salads made to order. And don't forget the whoopie pies. We pride ourselves on fast, friendly service and an overall experience that's better than you might expect from a pizza place. So order Capsa's tonight. Pick it up, have it delivered, or enjoy our dining room. Give us a call at 582-0522 or enjoy the convenience of online ordering at capsaspizza.com.
We welcome you back to the John Abergully Memorial Gymnasium for today's girls volleyball matchup between your Gardiner Tigers and the visiting Brunswick Dragons. So far, both teams one set on each other, 1-1, and we'll be starting this third set here in a moment. Minute 20 left to go between. I'm Evan Grady, joined here by Chris Wheeler, Cole Willett running our camera, Rob Munzing running production. We did have Ruby Caldwell here for a little while earlier, just kind of learning the ropes of our production. It's always good to get some new eyes, new hands.
Yeah, she's running double duty. She's running. She's one of the runners for Miss Benedict.
Oh.
So she's up there running, helping do the drama with up there, and that great program. The high school drama program's always been top class. You know, you were in the middle school program. You know, I never got the chance to work with Miss Benedict, but you know, just being in that atmosphere of knowing that they're doing the drama up there is just unbelievable.
I worked two shows with her. No, one show actually. I tried to. Timing didn't end up working out in my favor for scheduling, but she runs a very tight ship, but it's also an amazing thing to get around, especially in the drama programs. I will admit to anyone I can, even if you're out of high school, if your son or daughter has the opportunity to work with a crew for a middle school or a high school production of a play, let them get into it, because most places get you community service, and it is such a fun atmosphere to be around, and there's no better place to be because everyone there, it's just loving.
Yeah. There was some, I worked for Minnesota backstage for about 4 years, 8 shows.
I think I got 4 shows under my belt.
You're my understudy.
I was.
now we're commentating part. This is fun. First it was pulling a rope, and now we're pulling strings, huh?
It's the way it goes. Folsom now to start the serve on this third set for Gardiner.
Waiting on Mr. Tate to figure out the rotation here for Brunswick, and I think we're ready to go now. Think we're going to do Gardiner again, or?
Miss Lisa Palmer giving the green flag and letting the drivers know to start your engines.
Getting a good shot of her. I'm sure she'll watch this later. She's getting the rotator cuff stretches in. All right, here we go.
Trying to decide if this is Daytona or Gardiner. Folsom with the serve off floor. And an ace to start the third set for Gardiner.
I would love for the Daytona 500 to be around the corner, but actually we got the Masters coming up in the first weekend of April.
Daytona already passed, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure who won that.
3 weekends ago? Probably Kozlowski. That wouldn't surprise me.
Ended up being a rain delay in that, actually.
Yeah.
Like 153 laps in. Folsom with the serve. Tap over, and another ace for Gardiner. Gardiner leading by 2. Folsom starting her run. Ball up by... Lost my roster here. Gruber over the net, lower. Putnam. Coombs went for the dig to get under it, couldn't quite reach it in time. Point went back to Gardiner. Run of 3 now. Point's going to go to Brunswick on that one. Cutting their
Look at
lead.
this replay real quick. See Gruber come up. And just gets an off-balance hit on that one. No way. That was unbelievable.
Off Folsom. McNeil to Gruber. Off Martin. And Cairns. Back to Martin over the net. Deep back across the back line. Point's going to go to Gardiner. Great volley. From McNeil to Trapp. And Martin. Coombs over the net. Montel, McNeil. Grady with the tap across. Lohr to Cairns. Back to Lohr. Tapped up by Folsom and Montel. Up into a dead zone from Gardiner.
Take a look at that replay real quick. You can see, hits it back. Folsom goes for it. You know, it's 3 feet off from the back line and still gets it over backwards. Like I've always said, backwards. A shot in the dark, got it over the net.
It's a great effort there, actually, by both teams, especially Gardiner trying to save that last one. Coombs with an ace. Coming over to the center of Gardiner's court. Brunswick cutting Gardiner's lead down. Trailing only by 1 now. Coombs, off Heath and McNeil. Gruber went out for the block. Ball ended up coming down regardless on the Brunswick side between Lohr and I believe that was either Stewart or Trapp there.
I think it was Stewart.
Gruber now on the serve for Gardiner. Ball ended up drifting right.
You could verbally hear Lizzie Gruber when she hit that, but nope. Nope.
Her and Folsom now laughing about it. Frith coming in for Gruber. Freshman Greta Trapp now serving for the Dragons. Ball over the net. Grady to McNeil. Keith across. Stewart. Off Lohr. Looked like Gabby West was trying to tap that back over. Couldn't quite cut it. Ended up with the 4 hits there. Grady now on the serve. Into a gap with an ace.
I think that'll make up for the other ones, though.
Okay, she does get a high five now. I made my mind up. You talked me into it. Grady with the serve. Off Martin. And Stewart. West over the net to McNeil. Heath up. Montel. Martin tapped and Stewart ran her heart out over to get to that ball. Ended up just being a little bit too far out on this right side. I'd say a good 20 feet actually out from that side of the court. Grady again on the serve, starting her run. Ball cleared.
Double hit.
West and I think double hit, as you said, on Stewart. Grady now on a run of 4. Off Lohr. And Martin. Back to Lohr.
Yeah, we haven't done it yet. Want to congratulate Lizzie Gruber and Emily Grady on the
championship game.
We didn't bring it. What a
and another
effort.
ace by Grady there.
Another ace by Grady, and quite an effort by Coombs on that pancake dig there.
Her and Gruber, actually, what was the final score between Gardiner and Lawrence, I believe? Final score, it was the COVID Cup, as we were calling it.
Me and you were at Halldale, and Gardner didn't take the lead until 2 minutes left in the game. And that just shows, how much of a physicality and mentality team Gardner basketball has become. Take a look at this replay real quick. Look at the Emily Grady ace. You can see Coombs there. She goes to lay out for the pancake dig and just barely misses it by by a fingernail. And it hit off the ground and it went over.
Lohr with the serve, Frith over. Stewart went for the spike.
Wow.
Gardner kept it alive. Stewart sets. Martin over. Folsom. Coombs and Stewart again. West put the ball over right between 3 Gardner players. Again, it's the communication. You can hear Coach McNeil, the JV coach and the assistant varsity coach, just letting them know someone's got to cover that. Lohr over. Heath to Montel. Montel touches it over. West to Frith. McNeil. A tap over by Abby Folsom. Martin with the third hit couldn't quite bring it back over the net. Ball rolls back to the Gardner side. Rihanna Heath now will serve for Gardner. Gardner leading by 6. Ball seemed to roll off both Gabby West and Jaden Lohr there. Dennis Arnold calling to hold as Jim Tate converses with the scorer's table. And we are back in play. Heath now with the serve. Over to Coombs. Stewart. Martin with an absolute power shot on that top side of the net. Both Montel and McNeil both went up for the block on that right side of the net. Ended up coming more center. Ball rolled right off that top net into Gardner territory.
Take a look at this replay real quick. Yeah, you can see that was a fake. That was a fake spike to the outside hitter, and it just rolled over for a point.
I believe that was Folsom there who went up to hit it and coming center net. Cairns now will serve yet again for the Dragons. Brunswick only trailing by 5. Gardner about halfway through this third set. Martin and West over the net. Heath, McNeil sets, and Folsom taps over. Cairns. Martin with another power shot. Stopped by Folsom, by Frith. Heath up. McNeil tapped up and over. Point's going to go towards the Dragons. Great volley on both sides. Great effort.
Yeah, it's something we also didn't mention at the beginning of the match. Brunswick's on the left, Gardner's on the right.
I should have mentioned that, yes. Both are in the black and the white. You'll see Gardner, our home team's going to be on the right side here.
If you couldn't catch on to that until now, we are sorry. See Gruber back in here for Frith.
Yana Montel now here to serve. One of the few freshmen on the, actually I think the only freshman on the Gardiner side. And we'll keep this going.
You are correct. She is the only freshman. She's also one of the swing players. So there's a couple of swing players on JV that are probably not playing on varsity today.
Ball over the net. Grady over. Off Gruber. An amazing play off from Grady to Gruber, and then off into this left close side here.
See if we can get a replay on that one when we
Very
do a stop.
That ball came in quick and ended up exiting at the same speed. Montel again with the serve.
Take a look at this
replay. Went off Coombs, and Martin tried to call for the net there.
And Lizzie Gruber with that, just another one of those, push-over spikes. It's not a lot. You don't need a lot, as long as you find the right position for it.
Montel ending her run. Ball center. I believe it was 2 plays ago, I'd say. Ball ended up just clearing. Gruber ended up coming over the net. Looked like there might have been contact, but I'm not sure. Dennis Arnold there called for no contact on the net, so we'll keep going with it. 18-10, Gardiner in the lead. Trap over the net. Bertolini. Folsom over. Off Cairns and Coombs. Martin with the power shot yet again. Off Gruber, Bertolini, and McNeil there. Another point, he's going to roll back toward the Dragons. Gabby West with the serve. Ball ended up coming just a little bit shorter than they had predicted on the Gardiner side. Heath ended up coming just off a little short, went for the dig.
See Coombs pass outside to Martin, and Martin just comes in with an absolute rocket of a shot.
Again, Gabby West with the ace. Ended up cutting in a little bit shorter than they're predicting on that Gardiner side, though every time. Bertolini went for it, ended up coming short. Ball rolled off. West again. Off Grady. McNeil. Gruber. Off Trap and Coombs there. Ball rolled back over another defender for the Dragons. Ended up coming on the backside. Point's going to roll towards Gardiner.
Yeah, and I definitely think there's a science behind that beach volleyball serve, because when you come up into you jump up above the level of the net. It literally looks like the ball drops from up here.
No telling what it's like down there.
Yeah.
Cairns and Trap over the net.
Dragons are cutting into this lead.
Slowly but surely, yes. They ended up going from definitely, what was it? There was a 13-point deficit at one point, and now it's cut down to 6.
18 to 7, I think it was. Now they're back to within 6.
Guess it's within 4 now. I guess there's a miscommunication on the points there over on the scorer side. That has been adjusted on their scorecard. Gardiner with 18.
Coach McNeil's going to go over and talk to Jim Tate and the score crew over across the way.
Looks like there might have been confusion there. Looks like they got it all figured out there. The Brunswick scorekeeper is now going to be, looks like she's going to be sitting with them there at the score table. Originally, she was sitting a little bit off to the side of their team. Still going over it, it appears. Both teams are going to be coming back to each other. Not quite a timeout. Not quite sure how long this is going to be, so I'm not sure if you want to take this to break or not.
Yeah, why don't we go to a 30-second ad real quick, and we'll come back, and hopefully we'll be back to action here in just a few seconds. Be right back after this.
Feel like cooking dinner? Call Caps's Pizza in Farmingdale. You can make the whole family happy with our award-winning pizza, sandwiches made on fresh baked bread, delicious nachos, or salads made to order. And don't forget the whoopie pies. We pride ourselves on fast, friendly service and an overall...
And we are back. Didn't miss much. Ended up being just a short little break there. This is the same set, same volley. No points have been scored in the time you were gone. Cairns went to Coombs there. Ball ended up coming center net. Point rolled to Gardiner, 19-14. Coming toward the back half of this third set. McNeil with the serve. Off Putnam and Cairns. Lower over the net. McNeil. Folsom and Gruber. Martin and Cairns followed by Lohr over the net. Gruber to Grady. Ended up just shy of the net on the Brunswick side. Ball's going to roll back to Gardiner for another point. 20-14. Gardiner now in the lead by 6 points. McNeil on a run. A run that is no more. Ball ended up rolling right side, outside.
She must be walking now. I had to make the comment. She must be walking now. She ain't running. She's walking. I'll come up with jokes on the air throughout. They don't even. I'll be sitting on production and make a joke, and everybody will start laughing.
Coombs over. Heath up high. Gruber with the spike down, stopped by Martin. Lohr back to Martin, outside, far left. Ball ended up, almost seemed like it curled that way, but I'm not quite sure. It had the power to go straight left there. Gardiner now in the lead by 6 yet again, 21-15. Gruber now with the serve. Gruber over the net to Lohr. Stewart and Lohr back over the net. McNeil and Heath. Trapp and Stewart. Lohr taps up over inside. Shallow on that line on the far side there. Ended up inside. Point goes to Brunswick. Cutting the lead down to 5. Frith came in for Gruber. Trapp over the net for an ace. Cuts the lead down to 4. Trapp yet again will serve. Ball left side to Grady. Folsom puts it up. Montel over the net. Martin up. Stewart to West. Montel over. Lohr with a slap. Frith tried to get in on the dig there. Cut out right side of the ball. Point will roll back to the Brunswick side.
Brunswick is definitely not done yet. They are not out of this race yet.
On a strong comeback, cutting the lead down. Now only to 3. Should be exciting to see how they play in the very back half of this third set. Trapp starting her run. Trapp over the net. Grady to McNeil and Heath over the net. Stewart sets to Lohr. Folsom. Set by McNeil. Montel put it in the back corner and it is in. Matt Colvin signifies that, our line judge. Ball shy on the inside. Point will roll back to Gardiner. Emily Grady now on the serve. Sophomore. And an ace.
I think she definitely gets a high five after this one. Take a look at that replay real quick. Let's see Folsom take that to McNeil. Montel for the, what they would call a, Matt Colvin called it as a tip, but as we looked at the replay, that was a, there was no tip on that. That was straight to the floor.
Grady again on the serve, ended up coming off very far on this close side. First off, I believe it was off by Stewart and ended up rolling out inside. 24-18 for set point. Ball rolls outside on the left. Gardiner will take this third set. Now 2-1. We're gonna get 3 minutes here before this final set here, I believe. We're gonna go for a fourth.
And after this set, we will figure out who we're gonna name as a Caps's Pizza Player of the game. Right.
In case you haven't heard, the Caps's Pizza Player game, they're going to win one free 10-inch pizza, one topping from Caps's Pizza in Farmingdale on Main Ave. And we'll be right back after a few short messages on Munzing Media.
I'm retired United States Army Staff Sergeant Travis Mills, formerly of the 82nd Airborne Division. In 2012, I was injured in Afghanistan due to a roadside bomb. It took portions of both arms and both legs, and through Walter Reed and 19 months of intense recovery, I was able to build myself back up, learn how to walk again, drive again, and take care of my young family. Since then, I have decided to be on the road speaking as a motivational speaker.
Life is all about perspective, all right? So for me, it's real easy. I gave a lot, but I didn't give everything. When I think about my situation, I'm lucky to be here.
When I was on the road speaking, I was hired by CBU Benefits. Ray Valley and Brian Heath brought me in to speak at one of their forums.
After hearing Travis's story, I was compelled to move forward with our relationship. We specialize in reaching out to employees and employers, explaining to them the value of supplemental health coverage. Accidents, cancer, critical illness, disability, and sometimes even death are events that happened in our lifetime.
When I'm on the road speaking, I'm able to have sidebar conversations with everybody that wants to come talk to me. And I hear about their family and loved ones that are going through maybe cancer, maybe a critical illness, maybe something, being disabled from a job and not having the coverage that they need because their healthcare just didn't cover it. After talking with Ray and Brian, telling them how much I really appreciate what they're doing, they decided that it would be just an awesome partnership if I became part of the team, not just as a spokesperson, but as an actual partner in the company. I have a message for everybody about supplemental benefits because I feel like everybody should be protected from life's unexpected events.
Accidents do happen. I ask that you would allow one of our experienced representatives to get into your business so that we are able to educate you on the value of these very, very important products.
The Munzing Media crew would like to welcome you back to the John A. Bergoli Memorial Gymnasium for today's girls varsity matchup on the volleyball sport. It's in our between season. What are we calling it?
Yeah, it'd be the in-between season.
Not past fall, not quite winter, not quite spring. I'm Evan Grady, joined here by Chris Wheeler, Cole Willett running our camera, and Rob Munzing running our production. We had Ruby Caldwell in here training on our production earlier. And we're starting off in this fourth set. Coombs and Martin back off Coombs, and they're going to get their 4-hit call. First point of this set's going to roll towards Gardiner. Abby Folsom starting off the serve. Folsom over. Putnam. Cairns and Lohr. Folsom set by McNeil. Hit by Gruber. Martin and Cairns putting the ball back up and then sending it just a little bit too far off that backside. Point rolls again to Gardiner. Folsom now starting her run. Ball over, off Putnam. Off Cairns and Lohr there, and ended up blocked back down.
Take a look at this replay real quick. See the definite, like, that was the second hit that Gruber had put on Coombs, and each time Coombs came back with a stronger hit.
You can see that full extension though she has in her arm, just getting up to that ball. There's just no way to outreach it.
Yeah, I mean there's 6'4" against probably, I'd say 5'9", 5'10". It's 5 inches, but that 5 inches can be, make or break.
Jim Tate again discussing. Coombs with the serve. Heath. McNeil sets for Gruber. Looks like we're going to call the point towards Brunswick. Signified by Matt Colvin, who played a little bit of soccer with it there.
I would say volleyball.
Coombs again on the serve. Montel. Gruber to Grady. Almost blocked by Stewart. Trapp sends it back over. McNeil to Gruber. Coombs. Stewart back to Lohr. Low hit by Heath. Ball cuts back over. Stewart sets. Lohr taps. Gruber. Saved. Grady tried to keep that ball alive. Tight on the net. There wasn't really much space for it to go on their second hit. And that third hit had to clear. 3-3. Just happened to be in the net that time. 3-3. Gruber with an absolute rocket down inside middle, and the ball ended up just bouncing off, just off a bounce, not even a swing. Ended up cutting all the way over to our scorer's table. McNeil on the serve. Off Lohr. And an ace for Gardiner. 5-3.
Take a look at this replay real quick. Lizzie Gruber with an absolute rocket inside.
Jim Tate again there dodging balls.
This third one today.
They're heat seeking for him today.
Poor man, he's just trying to call the game.
Trapp with the serve. Folsom off the vent. Ended up coming back down in Gardiner territory. No one quite made a move on it. And point's going to roll over to the Brunswick side. Trapp now starting her run. Low clearance over that net. Up by Heath. And Gruber with another power shot. Ended up bouncing off Martin and ended up going far back. Hit the back bleachers there. Gardiner again with the serve. Gruber, number 44. I'd like to welcome all our Brunswick fans if you are here watching. Catch us here on MunsingMediaSports.com. So check us out on Facebook. We have YouTube, Twitter, Boxcast as well.
And our upcoming games. So, on the 23rd, we got Marana Cook coming into Halldale for Unified Basketball. And then on the following Monday, we have the Messalonskee Eagles coming in to play your Gardiner Tigers here at 5:30 and 5 and 6:30. Evan Grady, Chris Wheeler on the call for that one. And Mark Tinkham and Rob Munging on the call for Unified Basketball.
Point's going to roll towards Gardiner on that side. Grady now with the serve. Gardiner only leading by 1 at the moment. Early on in this set, both teams are playing fierce. Just a little bit shy underneath that tall cable. Ended up rolling back to the Gardiner side. Unfortunately, that point's going to have to roll back to the Brunswick. Sydney Stewart over the net, off Grady and McNeil. Folsom tried to save it on that third hit. Couldn't quite clear. Ball rolls back.
Brunswick's going to take the lead here on this one.
Brunswick's first lead of this set. Stewart ended up cutting that directly to Frith. When she dove forward, ended up cutting it just a little far to the left side. Stewart now starting a run. Off Grady. McNeil up and over by Montel. Laura puts the ball up and West puts it over. McNeil ends up putting the ball a little bit far on the right side. Stewart again on the serve. To Grady. McNeil up. And off the right side rather than the left. Brunswick now leading by 3, 11-7. Stewart continuing her run. Shallow on the net to Frith. Montel to trap. Stewart up. And Martin over. Off Montel, deep. Nearly halfway through this fourth set. Stewart continuing her run. Heath. Ended up shallow on that side with enough backspin. Tapped off. I can't tell if that was West or Martin, and ended up dropping immediately down. Ava Cairn now coming in for Sydney Stewart. Senior Rihanna Heath now serving for Gardiner. Glance the net, up and in. McNeil over the net. Ball dropped immediately between Cairns and West there, actually. It seemed to be caught between them.
Pinballed off, and just dropped to the floor.
Again, that communication, it's the killer. Heath over the
that
net.
One to one of our top plays of the year, I guess.
Off Coombs, Martin went to save, ended up putting it directly in the face of Jaden Lohr, and she tried to tap it, and it just did not want to go up. Heath now in her run. Cairns over the net. Right in the gap between Folsom and Frith there. Wasn't much either could do. Ball dropped down. Point's going to roll towards Brunswick. Gardiner still trailing by 3 in this fourth set. Gabby West now will serve. Junior. Off Grady. And Folsom. Over Montel. Coombs and Martin. Grady shallow. Montel kind of carried that one over, ended up getting the double hit call.
And just like I said earlier, it's like a travel in basketball. If the hands don't touch the ball at the same time, it's going to be called either way.
West with the serve. Montel puts the ball over. Off Coombs and Trapp there, and Trapp seemed to almost hold Cairns back from going for that third hit over the net. Elizabeth Putnam, libero, now in for.
Might have been a strategy, or it might have been a miscommunication again.
Who knows, there may have been the thought of possibly 3 hits already.
Yeah. Gruber's going to come in for Frith. Sorry, I keep taking the words right out of your mouth, Evan.
It's all good, as long as the call still gets made. Yana Montel, the freshman, now will be serving for Gardiner. Trapp and Cairns. Gardiner's going to get the point there for the double hit. Montel serves for the Tigers yet again. Montel over. Ended up coming back into this right corner here on the shallow side off Coombs. Cairns went to go for it to save and didn't quite make it there in time. Ball rolls back. Yana
It's just
Montel.
one of those things where you're at the wrong place at the right time.
Martin. Cairns tried to go over, and the height on Lizzie Gruber went up, blocked, yet again put the ball right back down.
And I think we're going to have a replay on that one. That was quite a block.
That block actually will tie the game up now in this 4th set. Cairns to Trapp, blocked again by Gruber. Cairns to Martin deep.
Yeah, I think Brunswick finally realized that she's going to be there every time.
Putnam to Martin yet again deep. McNeil and Gruber into a gap. Both Lohr and Coombs dove for that.
Take a look at that block real quick. See, she comes up, takes a set, gets that early jump. Make sure she's in the air, hands up, straight up, and she's good. Block with a kill right there.
Trapp over the net. Montel. McNeil up. Gruber with a tap again. Trapp. Went to put it deep. Grady stopped. Folsom. Trapp over the net center. McNeil to Cairns and Coombs. Martin put the ball dead center there. Rihanna Heath for Gardiner went for the dig. Didn't quite get under it in time. Ball rolls back to the Brunswick side.
Coming right down to the wire on this one. Tie game.
Quite the barn burner. 15-15, just over halfway through this 4th set. Naomi Martin, senior. Puts the ball shallow over the net. Grady, Gruber, and McNeil put the ball back. Coombs will put the ball into the net there, roll it back. Folsom now will serve for the Tigers.
This lineup right here on the front row for Gardiner. You got McNeil, Gruber, and Grady. You know, 3 of the taller players here on the volleyball squad. And
Gruber over the net. Taps by Lohr. Folsom puts the ball up. Set by McNeil. Gruber puts the ball over. Set by Trapp. Lohr. Set again by McNeil. Martin putting the ball back in that right corner where the Gardiner defense wasn't quite there. Heath again went for that dig. Ended up being just short that low ball coming in off Martin.
yeah, like you were saying earlier, take a look at this replay real quick. Takes a set. And it had a ball drop on that. It had a lot of topspin on it.
Coombs with the serve. Folsom. A battle at the net there. We hear the Brunswick side calling 4 hits, and I can't lie, I completely agree with them. It was 4, if not 5 hits on the Gardiner side there, but point went to the Brunswick side either way, so I don't think they're going to focus on it too much, Coach Seth Hartman and the rest of his players.
So I think once the ball goes off the net, I think it resets the count. So that might have been that call, but it most likely was 4 hits.
Lohr with a power shot directly into Gruber. Ended up rolling down the net as she came down off her jump for the block. Between her and McNeil, the ball wasn't going to end up cutting back over. Brunswick now leading by 2 at the ending side of this set. Coombs putting the ball far. Bertolini and Grady and Gruber put the ball back. Lohr with a light tap, saved by Folsom. McNeil over the net. Coombs and Lohr. Set up and saved by Grady, Bertolini, and Folsom there. Set by Gruber. Grady puts it over. Stewart. Stewart taps to Lohr. Lohr ended up trying to get over that net. Gruber ended up jumping up yet again with that block positioning. Cutting the lead down to 1. McNeil with the serve, ends up right side in the net. 19-17. With Brunswick Dragons in the lead. Trapp with the center serve. Folsom to Gruber, back to Folsom over. Stewart to Lohr. Ends up shallow off Grady and Gruber. Bertolini puts it back. Coombs and Stewart. West went to put the ball back over, ended up rolling it on the net. Ball rolls back to the Gardiner side. Gruber will now serve for Gardiner as Montel comes in for Bertolini. Tight game in this 4th set. Only 1 point deficit in the final 6. 7 points. Gruber putting the ball over. Stewart to West. Into the net and down. Gardiner cutting the lead down to 1.
Pretty sure it's supposed to be 19-19.
It should be. Should be 19-19, but some scores a little bit into it watching the game over there. Montel and Heath battling to get the ball over. Stewart. Lohr with the light tap. Saved by Grady and Heath back over the net. Set again by Stewart. Ball down on the Brunswick side. Our score should be 20-19. I'm not sure if they're going to mention that or not. There we go.
There we go.
Coach Tiffany Grover waved over at Jim Tate, and they adjusted the score accordingly.
Thought we were right, we were.
Gruber now on the serve. Up by Martin and West. Montel with the leaping tap back over. Lohr puts the ball far back and out. Just about a foot past that back line. Ball shall stay on the Gardiner side, and point will as well. 21-19 in the final points of this set. Gruber with an ace on a 22nd point. Ended up rolling off the Brunswick side into the net, back down. Gruber on a run. Ball up high for Martin. Stewart sets up. Tapped over by Martin. Montel putting the ball deep. West went middle there, and both Folsom and Gruber went for the dive, and neither ended up being just close enough. Frith now in for Gruber. 22-20. Brunswick only tailing by 2 points. Naomi Martin calling out the defense and strategy there for the Brunswick Dragons. Free serve with a power shot over the net as well. Ball ended up just staying inside the net. Martin putting quite the power. I think she's intending to kill that ball.
Yeah.
Lohr over the net. To Grady, McNeil. Montel over. Martin up. Went for that kill again. I think she ended up jumping while she was going for the swing.
Yeah, there was a missed jump on that one. She didn't time that right. Hit the ball right into the net. Has it over it.
23-21. Grady with the serve. Martin up. Over by West. McNeil puts the ball up. Montel over the net. Off Lohr, far right.
Match point.
Set point on this fourth. Match point for here. Gardiner takes this point, they take the game. Grady over the net. Lohr. And out right side. Gardiner will take this fourth set and the game. 3-1. 25-21 in this fourth and final set. We will be deliberating over our Capsis Pizza Player of the Game, and we'll be right back after these short messages.
Don't feel like cooking dinner? Call Capsis Pizza in Farmingdale. You can make the whole family happy with our award-winning pizza, sandwiches made on fresh baked bread, delicious nachos, or salads made to order. And don't forget the whoopie pies. We pride ourselves on fast, friendly service and an overall experience that's better than you might expect from a pizza place. So order Capsis tonight. Pick it up, have it delivered, or enjoy our dining room. Give us a call at 582-0522 or enjoy the convenience of online ordering at capsispizza.com.
And welcome back here. We have decided on a player of the game. Evan Grady, take it away.
Well, on the Gardiner side, after a little bit of deliberation, we're going to go with Lizzie Gruber as our Capsis Pizza Player of the Game on the Gardiner side. She's going to win one free 10-inch, one-topping pizza. We're going to get a shot on her over there.
Take a look down in there.
Take a look down in. Coach Tiffany Grover. They're communicating with Nate Stubber. I'm excited. Gruber will win that one free 10-inch, one-topping pizza from Capsis Pizza in Farmingdale. It's over on Main Ave. You can give them a call at any time.
Yeah, and
Hot, fresh pizza.
Lizzie Gruber, I mean, she put on a show for blocking tonight.
Indeed.
Like I said at the beginning of the game, during basketball season, she controlled the paint. Now she's controlling the paw. That's I'm just gonna go with it for right now.
It works.
You know, she can get up very high above that net. And I think that's going to be a deal breaker for all the teams that come in here. You know, Messalonsky, and then hopefully we'll be having a rescheduled Coney game.
Hopefully
we will. It's not certain because they have played at Coney. They beat Coney 3-1 in sets on that one. So, you know, we'll see quite a bit of improvement over the next couple of weeks.
And we have seen improvement from both teams as well, and especially Gardiner. Just off their last game, we didn't see I don't think we saw one line violation coming from them today on the JV or the varsity side. But with that, both teams played very well. Gardiner took the game 3-1 in the fourth set, 25-21 final. And that is going to be all from us here on Munzing Media. We'd like to thank you for watching. Thank you for viewing. Thank all of our lovely sponsors who are able to make these games happen. And
people that donated as well.
Especially our donors. They made this season at least able for us to do it. we wouldn't be able to do this volleyball season, or actually any of our seasons, without the support from our local sponsors and our donators. You guys keep us alive at Munzing Media. And if you ever feel the need to donate, you can donate to us on munzingmediasports.com. And if you don't feel like have the need to do things over the internet, you can always send cash or check to 23 Pope Street. That's our Munzing Media headquarters. And we'll get your name up across our donation board. We'd like to thank you all very much for joining us here tonight.
One last quick little thing. Mark Tinkham, Rob Munzing. This upcoming Tuesday on the 23rd. Marana Cook at Halldale Unified Basketball. I had to remember for a second there. And then, once again, next Monday, catch me and Evan here, back here in the Johnny Bergoli Memorial Gymnasium for Messalonsky at Gardiner.
And again, one last final note from Nate Stubbard, if you weren't here to join us. There was an announcement made today that Gardiner will be able to host our last 2 games here of the season for volleyball. We will be able to actually have attending
75% capacity, I think.
50% capacity on the indoors, which means we can have about 500 people in here, except we still have to worry about the 6 foot and everything on masks up, so social distancing protocols. So we're going to be able to get players to have some of their parents and their family members to have viewers here, to support them and watch them.
And if you want to learn more about that, the interview should be posted. I'm up on Munzing Media, hopefully tonight or tomorrow. But be on the lookout for that.
All right. I'm Evan Grady, joined here by Chris Wheeler. Cole Willett ran our game cam today. Rob Munzing running our production. We also had Ruby Caldwell in here running production today. We thank all of them. And have a great night here from all of us at Munzing Media. Bye-bye.
Good night.